I'll say, for example, like the agility ladder, where, you know, everybody on Instagram does like these super fancy drills. You go from the ladder to the hurdles with the bungee on, jump over a box, do a backflip, catch the ball. Like that stuff, high level. Try it at the beginning, your confidence will be crushed, right? But that's why I say you gotta set up opportunities for small wins, and you gotta go through progression. So I have this system where I kind of bring people through a 4-step process of getting them ready for the game. I isolate a skill first, right? I isolate a skill first. So maybe we're talking about catching a ball. I'm standing right here. You're gonna throw the ball to me, I'm gonna catch it. You're gonna throw the ball to me, I'm gonna catch it. All right, I know the ball is coming. I can see the wind up, all that stuff. I'm square, there's no moving variables. This is not dynamic at all. You're throwing the ball to me, I'm working on just catching the ball. Catch it high, catch it over here, catch it low. Simple. That's isolation. Then you add a reactive element, all right? So now maybe the drill is, I'm gonna go right here, I'm gonna say ball, and you gotta look and then catch it, right? But now you're reacting. So it's a little bit more dynamic. You don't have the luxury of just sitting there and waiting and waiting and waiting and then executing your skill, right? This is how you build the progression of anything. So after you add the reaction, now you add a little competition, all right? Because competition, this is generally where everything that you've practiced goes out the window, right? This is where all the form is gone. This is where the technique goes out the window, but you have to build up to the competition, right? And continue to reinforce the isolated skills. But once you're in competition, you're giving them an opportunity to try and focus on what they're doing without focusing on who they're competing against per se, right? So this is a natural progression of skill building. Now maybe in the drill, I'm running and I got somebody trailing me on my hip who's just perturbing me, and when the ball comes, now I gotta go up and catch it with somebody competing for the ball, all right? And then last, we're gonna bring it into a game situation. So maybe it might not be a full scrimmage, but maybe now we're talking about doing a one-on-one drill where it's full out one-on-one coverage, all right? But you don't start with that. You could, it will be less effective, but you build up to these things. And this is how you structure any kind of progression, right? You isolate a skill, you add a reaction, so it's a little more dynamic. Then you add the competitive element, and then you put it in a game, all right? Because if you can't take the skills to the field, they're useless.